RK's Guyana Free Media presents for human development and national development this message.
Dearest beloved divine friends and family, brothers and sisters in the fraternity of religions, concourse of humanity, brothers and sisters in Guyana and around the world, assalamu alaikum, namaste, peace and blessings, a very wonderful good afternoon, shalom alaikum, Om Shanti, may the peace, mercies and blessings of God be with one and all. Your brother, your friend me, Haji Dr. Ocean Khan, welcomes you to this, the RK's Guyana Free Media, part 70. You may see it separate, but on watch parties, you may see it together with one or two more, ladies and gentlemen, depends on the length. Please remember, COVID-19 is spreading faster. It is killing more people. It is not stopping, ladies and gentlemen. Have some discipline, show some class and some ambition, and care for your country. Remember to sanitize your hands, your palms, ladies and gentlemen, in between the fingers. Shift your rings, move your watches, and your thumbs. Sometimes people don't do their thumbs, friends and family. Ladies and gentlemen, the peace, mercies, and blessings of God be with one and all. And I wonder, ladies and gentlemen, why so many people, some people, a few people, mostly I think they're supporters of the APNO AFC, hate me so much. I'm not a candidate. I'm not a financer. You don't even know who I voted for, but I'm standing for what is right, because I believe that the PPPC has won the election. I was at the count, and I was at the recount, ladies and gentlemen, and I saw that the PPPC, and that the world saw it. But all I'm doing is reading people's articles, see? I'm reading from the Kaieteur News. Now, I cannot concede without a declaration, President Granger. I just give you a very good example. If you didn't see it, ask to see it, or check back, or check YouTube. YouTube RK's Guyana Free Media. Facebook, RK's Guyana Free Media. And for Freddie Kissoons on dystopia, irrational, or insanity, which explains properly what all of this is about I cannot concede without a declaration, and that he is not accepted. But ladies and gentlemen, you need to listen to that article or read today's article of Kaieteur News, Friday, July 3rd, 2020, or listen to my reading by Freddie Kissoon. And to the article, I cannot concede without a declaration, President Granger by Shakima Day. Why not? Why you can't concede? My opinion. You know you lost. You know all that they're doing, and the warlord and team is shenanigans and games. And it is believed that you are the mastermind in the background. And everyone believes that you are a saintly being, very sanctimonious, praying and meditating, and you are in a state of perfection and meditation, Mr. President. And I go to the article. I cannot claim victory, which I have not done, and I cannot concede defeat, which I have not done unless I am notified formally by the chairman of the Elections Commission what the results of the elections of 2nd March have been. Incumbent President David Granger. In lieu of calls internationally and originally for de facto President David Granger to concede defeat in the March 2nd elections of David office, the President has said that he cannot do so until an official declaration is made by the chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission, Chicum, retired Justice Claudette Singh, which means he's going to suck every drop of opportunity, hoping for a technicality, obviously. But the international community, the United States of America, Europe, OAS, CARICOM, said they will not accept a legal technicality. It will not work. Back to the article. I cannot claim victory which I have not done, and I cannot concede defeat which I have not done unless I am notified formally by the chairman of the Elections Commission what the results of the elections of 2nd March, 121 days ago, I think, over 17 weeks an incumbent told media operatives following an event at State House. Granger's comments emerged days after campaign manager Joseph Harmon said during a radio interview for those persons who are calling for Mr. Granger to concede that it is not going to happen. Joseph Harmon, the campaign manager of the afternoon AFC, said during an interview for that it is not going to happen. Is it of his own free will, or does he have something threatening and holding him to say that? I don't know. I don't know. While his refusal to concede aligned with the pronouncements made by Harmon, Granger said that he has never claimed victory in the elections. In the absence of a declaration from GCOM using figures from the national recount, which shows that the opposition People's Progressive Party won the March 2nd elections. However, this contrasts with the statements of the APNO and AFC coalition released on May 16, congratulating President David Granger on both the 5th anniversary of his swearing in to office, as well as what it referred to as his re-election to office while the recount was still ongoing. There you go. They are pointing out the fact that there's a contrast, that there was a celebration for 5th year in office and for having been re-elected to office, and he didn't say anything and he accepted it and enjoyed the party. So, ladies and gentlemen, you got me there. The people of Guyana's statement said in 2015 elected President Granger for the honesty, decency and integrity which he embodies. And it is evident that after a successful first term as president, the electorate of Guyana reposed confidence in his leadership and re-elected him for a second term. The government looks forward with optimism and anticipation to President Granger's second term in office and wish him greater. He didn't object, which means he accepted that he won. So unfortunately, he's not telling the truth. I'm sad to observe this. But this is what politics is all about. You can't just judge a people because of some of this, because this is what politics is all about. A lot of people tell a lot of lies. My commentary. Back to the article. To President Granger's second term in office, I wish him greater success in the next 5 years as he leads the delivery of the good life for all Guyanese. The delivery, my commentary, of good life for all Guyanese. Ladies and gentlemen, 60% of the miners have abandoned their claims. The bauxite industry, most people are out of job and confusion. Sugar, which is too big to fall, has been abandoned. Rice, farmers have been left on their own. So what good life are you talking about, except for the few who had their hands on the contracts, on decent, simple people's throat, so they couldn't survive when you took away the contracts, Mr. Warlord of the shadow cabinet, not President Granger. And the ministers who would not listen to him when I wrote him, or people wrote him. And you would terminate the contract hours before a man could start, so that your friends could continue and win the contract. Mr. Warlord. What good life for Guyanese? Where is good life? What good life the people has had? Back to the article. Additionally, executive members of the APNO and AFC coalition have made numerous social media posts claiming that the party won the elections along with a victory parade held just a few days ago. And they had handlers in there, top people from the party, controlling them. Some of them winding backwards, pushing their rear to the back, and winding in a strange manner which no other people I ever see do. I don't know why the PNC and the APNO allows their supporters to do those kinds of vulgar gyration in dancing when in the streets, and yelling and screaming. Back to the article. Notwithstanding this, President Granger stated that he is unaware what declaration will be made by GCOM. Read again. Notwithstanding this, President Granger stated that he is unaware what declaration will be made by GCOM and reiterated that he will accept whatever result is produced. After all that celebration, back to the article. Like all Guyanese, he said, we have been subject to various reports, but the only authentic report will come from the chairman of the Elections Commission to me, and that has not happened. In that regard, I encourage all the spokespersons and commentators to wait patiently on the chairman of the Elections Commission, who, when she is ready, will make a declaration, and I have said before, I will abide by this declaration. So what's happening, to my opinion, ladies and gentlemen? They're doing all they can to manipulate the votes and the count and to do everything possible, hoping that there will be a declaration in their favor. And when nothing is done, coming to the end, to the last bit, to the last drop of air, to the last drop of water on the earth, they will declare and concede, and he will accept. But by that time, some of his people will misbehave and do wrong things to decent and innocent people. You people must never be the aggressors, but be defensive and be prepared. Friends and families, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the article. Calls for Granger to concede have increased since the results of the recount confirmed a win for the opposition. Calls emerged from CARICOM Chair Miyamoto, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, the Organization of American States, the embassies and ambassadors of Canada, United Kingdom, European Union and the United States, several independent bodies in Guyana, including the Guyana Human Rights Association, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, the religious organizations and even partners within the APNU and AFC coalition, namely Director of Business Dominic Gaskin and Head of the Justice for All Party, C.N. Sharma. The JFA party, Sharma has said in a June 19th statement that a national recount was carried out under the eyes of the Caribbean community, CARICOM. All votes were counted, Sharma says. There was a clear winner, Sharma says. The recount shows that the PPPC has won the Justice for All party, C.N. Sharma says. Therefore, Mr. Doctor, two doctors from the University of the West Indies, ladies and gentlemen, history. Dr. Irfan Ali should be allowed to be sworn in without delay, according to the Justice for All party, C.N. Sharma. They would like him for that, but right must be right, and fair must be fair. On that very evening, Gaskin made his statement saying that he could no longer wait quietly and politely while our country gets hijacked. Son-in-law of President David Arthur Granger speaks. I repeat, Gaskin made his statement, saying that he could no longer wait quietly and politely while our country gets hijacked, ridiculed and torn apart. Gaskin also said it was never a valid assumption that having won the 2015 elections by a slim majority, the APNU and AFC coalition would easily win the 2020 elections. It was always going to be a tough fight. Declining to respond to Gaskin's comments, Granger said that I don't have any comments on what the former minister said. I have comments on what active members say. He refused to comment, the president, on his son-in-law's comments. With regard to the statement made by Sharma, the president said, I'm not responsible for what they say. But what I know is that the JFA party acted on its own accord, and at our meetings we have always clearly outlined the policy of the partnership. And if it is at variance, then we must ask the president and secretary of the JPA and the members. In other words, now they have to question them. Why you're saying these things if you're part of our coalition? Well, some people can't take nonsensicality for too long. Friends and family, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the Justice for All party from yours truly, the Archivist Guyana Free Media. Congratulations to Secretary Sharma for standing up for what is right. You can't stand for what is wrong and speak falsehood. Asked whether the party had ever raised concern with the executives of the coalition, Granger said, I have no record of any concerns being expressed. We always explain the process, he said, which is being pursued and the line which our partnership was taking. There was no secret, and all six parties are aware of the positions which have been taken in our approach to the Elections Commission. We don't have any hidden agenda within the coalition. And what was said is a matter for the JPA the Justice for All party, and you can ask the leadership of the JPA the motivation for making those statements. But they are not in accord with the matters which were discussed with the APNO Executive Council. Well, that's what they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, but the fact remains that the Justice for All party could not take it any longer, as Dominic Gasking and many of their other supporters, ladies and gentlemen. So, friends and families, there you have it. C.N. Sharma, his photograph, Savitri Sharma, photograph, and for righteousness, we congratulate you both and your party for standing up for what is right. It's time for us to stand up for what is right in Guyana, ladies and gentlemen, friends and families around the world. Me, Haji Roshan Khan, RKS Guyana Free Media, founder and chairman, saying thank you and farewell, friends.